Excellent connection. Excellent. Excellent connection. And nobody's on. What's up, everybody? Separate this. Chat. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this evening? Hello, hello, hello. Thank you. Nice pool. I know. It's nice. What's up, Philippines? So what's up? Where's everybody at tonight? Where you guys hailing from? Hey, you're welcome, Lane. Thank you for stopping by. Rusty Blumpkins. I like your name. That's pretty freaking hilarious. People's Republic of Michigan. Hey, Nathaniel, I'm from the People's Republic of California, so we have two communist states in effect here. Bryant, what's up from LA? Wow, a bunch of California guys. Usually it's everywhere else but California. Malibu, very nice. Northern Ireland, what's up? Germany, what's going on? Stalker Entertainment. Tommy, no, when I was in Swick, I never had to buy any of my own gear. Luckily, Naval Special Warfare, being part of SOCOM, has deep pockets, and we had a big budget, so it's good. Washington State, nice. I'm good tonight. How's everybody doing? I just wanted to stop in and say hi, guys, and just let you know, hey, Jason and I appreciate everybody that watches. We appreciate you guys checking out our channel, and yeah, it's hell. We've been at this for a little over 6 months now, a little less than 6 months, and things have been going extremely well, and we couldn't do it without you guys. So we're going to start doing some more of these live streams, like 30-minute increments, just so we can get on here and say hello to you guys, talk, answer questions, whatever. So, yeah. New Jersey. I know that, Bob. I'm originally from New York. Most of my family is from Long Island, and they all talk like that. So I know that accent well. When is the perfect time and age to join special operations, like 75th? That's from Jay Kozak. The perfect time would be when your body's not broken, especially for a Ranger Regiment. A lot of those guys tend to be a little bit younger, but I would say, you know what? It depends on how mature you are. They want a guy that's mature. That's got his head on straight. Mr. Kozak, if you haven't watched our interview with the dog handler from the Ranger Regiment yet, Trey Panella, you definitely want to do that and get some information. He will give you all the information that you need. Nice, Derek. Very cool. Yeah, and that's Derek just said that he's got one of our Savage Actual tees on right now. We've got patches and a ton of swag on our website. If you guys haven't gone to our website, check out savageactual.com. We got tons of stuff on there. It's all super cool, and we actually try and add something new and take something away like about once a month. So we have a lot of stuff that changes out around there. So check out savageactual.com for all your party needs. Wesley, I'm glad you liked it. Wesley liked our new all gillied up video. Very cool. You know, it's super interesting because, you know, Jason spent a long time as a Marine Corps sniper. Was with the Raiders as a sniper, so he of course had a lot of input into that, and we had a lot of fun in the episode. You know, when Jason and I get together and we shoot, we're just having a good time. I mean, we have some beers and hang out, and it's a lot of fun. Our whole team, we got a new production guy, Will Kelso. Make sure you check him out. Google him. He's a former 68 Whiskey in the Army, deployed to Fallujah, and the guy's got a ton of experience. He's just a super cool guy. And so I'll tell you what, I'm very proud of our team. I'm very proud of everybody that works with us. And, you know, it's awesome. It's awesome working with these guys. What's the best age to go to Marsoc? Kind of like the same thing as the one for the Ranger Regiment. Make sure your life is together. Make sure your head's screwed on straight, and that's all you got to do. You know, if you're mature and if you're mature, you'll make it. Just don't go in with any baggage. You'll be fine. Saha Ravi asking about a range day. Yes, we want to do a range day. Obviously, that's something that takes a little bit more to put together. We live in California, so it's a little bit more difficult. We got to kind of go out to the desert and do some of that stuff. But yes, we're going to do that. Or we may potentially have a trip to Vegas coming up to shoot. So, Brian123, what's my favorite gun? Are we talking a pistol or a rifle? Wesley. Right now, I'm drinking some Golden Road, but I'll tell you what. Next time you guys see us, we actually may be taking on a beer sponsor. So that's going to be super cool. I'll tell you what. Jason and I have a lot of really amazing stuff in the works. Things that we can't talk about yet. Probably we won't be able to talk about for a couple months. But some huge things. You guys are gonna shit yourselves. I promise you. So we got some really cool stuff coming. We just have a partnership with a beer company. I can talk about that. We're gonna go see those guys next week, and then we'll put it out sometime after that. But we got a lot of stuff going on. It's gonna be good. Let's see. I'm trying to get to a lot of you guys' questions here. Operation Flashpoint. We'll check that out. And thank you guys for all your suggestions for games and all that. We look at all that stuff, I promise you. It's obviously, though, we can't get to every single game. And sometimes some of the stuff just doesn't sort of fit with what we're looking at. But I appreciate everything that you guys suggest. Jason and I, we personally, every time you see a comment or an answer to somebody's comment on our videos, it's Jason or I answering it. So we don't have, you know, a ton of people doing that for us. Hey, thank you, Caitlin. Thank you for the support. We appreciate it. Weird clicking sound, sorry. It's my knife. I'll stop. Trying for a veteran-owned business. Check out Bent Distillery or Lead Slinger Distillery. Jeremy, we will. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Frozen. That's a good game. How old is that game? Frozen, AK suggested reacting to SOCOM Navy SEALs. I think what's that, like 10, 12 years old? Which it doesn't matter. I mean, a lot of the Call of Duties are super old, and they're still great games. Please react to different scenes from Generation Kill. That's something that we got going on, guys. Hey, as you guys know, or some of you don't know, Jason was actually, he lived that. He was actually, you know, when they shot the movie Generation Kill, he's one of the characters in that, if you guys don't know. And we are trying to put together something with the original writer and the guy that was out there with them when they shot that. So that's something in the works. That's probably another couple months down the line, but that is coming. So Wyatt, my favorite first-person shooter, I would have to say Call of Duty. Just because there's tons of stuff that you can play. It's a fast-paced game if you want to play it, and I really like you know, the campaign stuff they have. It's just a great game. So what was it like being on the Gameology set? It was cool. Gameling, somebody said that. Super cool. It's actually a lot smaller than you would think. Very, very small. It's a small place in LA, but it was cool. They're good people. Any favorite attachments? Anything that has the laser. I know you said that, but Sitcom's about 12 to 15 years old. It's cool. It is a classic. Yes, government bill. Modern Warfare 2's goats. Get Rudy. Joseph asked about getting Rudy on. Yeah, obviously we know Rudy, and that's when we do the Generation Kill thing. We want to get on the original writer. We want to get on a couple people. Rudy, of course, will be one of them. He lives out in Idaho or Utah now, and so it's just about getting schedules set up. You know what I'm saying? Charles, great plans, and we're very excited and can't wait. Keep up the good work. Hey, thank you very much. And hey, Charles, thank you for the donation. That's awesome. I don't know if you guys noticed. Jason and I, we haven't talked about it a whole lot. We created our own studio. So Savage Actual has their own dedicated studio now. We got brand new cameras. We got brand new sound stuff. So I know our sound was a little wonky, and that was something that was kind of hard for us to deal with because we were actually renting a studio. That was a huge space, and it was an issue to deal with for a while, but we've kind of got that worked out. And I appreciate all the donations because that goes right back into everything that we do. Trust me, Jason and I are not making a lot of funds on this project. We love it. We have a great time. But everything that you guys put towards us, all the merch, all that stuff goes right back into making better videos, making better content, as you know. So, Stephen Fay says, how do you exercise your Second Amendment given Cali gun laws? You know what, Stephen, we don't shoot a lot out here. When I was in Virginia, when I was still on active duty, I had a concealed carry permit for 20 plus years, and I carried all the time. Out here, I just haven't. And, I mean, you can shoot out in California. It's just a lot harder. That's all. Switching. Oakley 141, can you explain the process of switching from the Marines to the Navy? It's actually pretty simple. You get to the end of your contract for the Marine Corps, and you go see the recruiter, and you go on back, basically active duty for the Navy. That's exactly what I did. I was in the reserves at the time. I was living in Virginia, and I just went to the recruiter, was like, hey, man, don't bullshit me. I know how the whole process works. I want to go back on active duty, and it was pretty easy at the time. This is pre-Iraq war. Afghanistan was going on, and kind of we were building up, and so it wasn't a big deal at the time. I'm sure it's a little more difficult now. So, what's up? What other questions do we got here? We should move to a state that's more gun-friendly. Yes. Yes, Mr. Kozak, I know we would like to. Trust me. Sometimes it's a little bit more difficult than it seems, as I'm sure you know. So, what else? Andre, do I speak another language? I speak pretty decent Serbo-Croatian, a little bit of Arabic, a little bit of Japanese. I actually took 6 months of Arabic, did immersion, all that stuff, but it's been over 10 years since I've had to speak Arabic, so most of it's gone. That's a very difficult language, and if you don't practice it, it doesn't stick around. What platform do I like more, the AR or the AK? I'm more of a fan of the AR, obviously, right? I've used it for years, super familiar with it. There's tons of companies that make tons of parts for the AR, so AR for me. AK is a great weapon, but especially out to long ranges, the AK it's made to work in certain ways that it doesn't compare to the AR, and maybe vice versa, right? The AR is built a little tighter tolerances. so it's a little bit more accurate, and I like that. So. RU-152. Do you have a problem with the Army? I don't know. Seems like it. Maybe. Does Army irk you a little bit? It's okay. It's okay. What else? Is there booty in the Marines? Well, there are. I'm not. We're not going to talk about that. So let's leave that at that. What else? Before joining the Navy, was there any other branch you wanted to join? I did talk to the Army. Again, this was sort of pre Iraq, and I wasn't too impressed with those guys at the time. So I opted out of it, and I liked what the Navy had to say, and they were kind of my first choice anyway. So. What's up? Let me go back a little bit. Some of these other questions here. I have a small question. You dealt with somebody asked about me talking to somebody in the Saudi army. Yes, I've been to Saudi a couple times. So, joint operations. Kozak, I'm not going to talk about that. Can you guys react to Trek's arms and the shooting fundamental videos? Brandon, I don't know. You know what? Shooting videos aren't necessarily our thing. If we talk about shooting stuff, it'll probably be when we're actually going to the range. So, I don't know. We'll see. Michael Perez, will there be any more animated episodes? Yes. We do have some more animated episodes coming. They're in the work, but as you can probably guess, it takes a little bit of time to create those things. So that's one deal. So hold on, guys. What sets the Marine Corps apart as far as combat? Who asked that? Mr. Sticky. You know what? One thing about the Marine Corps is they're a smaller unit. They're amphibious. And so one thing that sets the Marine Corps apart, too, is the MAGTF, Marine Air Ground Task Force. When they go out as a package of air, ground, and amphibious capability. So they really bring a lot to the table in a small package, and the Army doesn't necessarily travel like that. So the Marine Corps does operate a little bit differently than the Army. So Speedy Hood, what you're going to join the Marine Corps? What's your MOS going to be? Do you know? Go Soldier, would I recommend the Marine Corps as a good future job duty? Yeah, for sure. You know what? You got to understand what it is before you get into it. But the Marine Corps is a great career. You can do things that you've never done and go some incredible places and learn a lot. And hell, you just do 4 years and get out. You're going to have a great time. So yeah, definitely. I will never tell anybody not to go into the military. I mean, I did over 20 years and retired, so how could I not do that? Call of Duty World War II. It's really cool. We'll check it out. We did one World War II. I think it was a Battlefield one. It was the Iwo Jima mission for Battlefield, but we definitely need to do some more of those. I agree. So, Why did I go from the Marine Corps to the Navy? I wanted to get into the special operations community. I specifically wanted to do something with boats, and the Marines didn't really have anything that kind of fit that, and so it just worked out for me. What else? Breathe. Can you share a quick funny deployment story? Yeah, actually, I'll do a quick story. So I was actually in Dubai, and it was a bunch of my guys from my Swick detachment, probably like 6 or 7 guys from a SEAL platoon. We're in Dubai, and we'd been there training up some guys, and we were getting ready to go out to a club in Dubai, and we went around to the front of this club, and basically everybody, the guys that I was with, most of them were from SEAL Team 10, SDV Team 1, which is the Hawaii SDV platoon, and then guys from Special Boat Team 20 on the East Coast. It's Dubai, it's hot, we're all wearing shorts, we're all wearing like short sleeves, freaking, everybody's got long hair, beards, and all that stuff. And it was kind of funny, I don't know why, initially they didn't want to let us into the club. And so everybody was a little pissed off, and the group sort of walked away, and I walked back over there and kind of was like, hey, I want to talk to the head of security. And this big, huge dude comes out, and he was from Morocco, and I can't remember his name, but I remember him. His name was on his shirt, and it said Morocco under his name, like where he was from. And I told him that I was the international rep for Rip Curl International, and I had a bunch of pro surfers, and we wanted to get into the club, and we had come up, and the guys had given us a bunch of attitude. And so he was like, he goes, give me 2 minutes, bring all your guys back, and I'll take care of you. So he walked away. I went, got everybody, and we were like sort of meandering around in the parking lot because we were a little pissed off. And everybody came walking back over, and the guy comes back out and brings us in through the crowd, brings us all the way through the dance floor into an elevator up to the second floor to the VIP section, sits us down, brings up a bunch of vodka and a bunch of drinks, and just is like, if anybody else messes with you, let me know. And he left, and we just had a great time. So that's a quick deployment story. Not exactly a normal deployment story, but it was pretty hilarious, and we ended up having a good time. And it's you know, sometimes when you're in the when you're act like you're supposed to be someplace, and you don't back down, you get a lot farther than you think. So yeah. Exactly, Steven. Adapt and overcome. Luke, my favorite beer is any kind of like wheat beer. I'm a big fan of wheat beer. Both Jason and I are. We like the same kind of beers. AA Weird 42. We'll leave it at that. What's the meaning of life? There you go. Ghost Soldier going to the Corps in a few years. Any advice for boot camp? Hey, just be physically fit and freaking listen to what the drill instructors tell you. Those guys are the best at what they do at making Marines. They're really good. Just be motivated and be in shape. Don't show up freaking sucking wind and not being able to run. Littoral. I don't know if that's your name. What's the difference between Swick and SEALs? Hey, very similar. Both components of naval special warfare. The main difference between SEALs and Swick is we don't dive. They specifically dive. And we deal more with, especially nowadays, we deal more with unmanned aerial systems. We deal more with like the vehicles, that type of thing. So, and obviously we're the kind of a boat component. We work off of a platform, but all those guys, they direct action, special reconnaissance, like across the entire range of special operations missions. They both do very similar stuff. So, ever go on ops with Green Berets? Bart the Owl asked that. Yeah, actually, my last deployment, I was in Maiwan Province with 7th Group, and I work with those guys a lot. So, yeah. Kadeem, Kane, does it feel weird when people say thank you for your service? Yeah. You know what? Nobody needs to thank me for what I did. I enjoyed being in the military, and it was something I did because I wanted to be there and I wanted to do what I did, especially, when I re-enlisted in the Navy and decided, hey, this is going to be my long-term career. I'm going to do this because I want to. I don't need anybody to thank me for that. Do I have any good hazing stories? Rue, yes I do, but I'm not going to talk about them. We might hit on that some other time. Sergeant Thompson, 6 Days in Fallujah, the game. I haven't seen it yet. Is that a new game that's getting ready to come out? I have not seen it. I have not seen it, so we're gonna check it out. Work with Navy Soft versus Army Soft. Tarantula, very different. I mean, you're talking about the difference between Navy Soft and Army Soft. I mean, completely different backgrounds, completely different missions in general. So, I mean, there's a lot of differences there. Eric McBride was a big on challenge points. Not really. That's a huge Army thing. The Navy and the Marine Corps kind of, like, some of the units will have challenge coins and that type of thing. It's more of a unit thing. They'll have coins, but the Navy, I was never big on it. It's a huge Army thing, though. What do I think about the new Space Force? I don't really know. You know what? You have to admit that that's the next frontier. Not even a joke. Space Force, man. I mean, satellites, and I don't know what all they're going to do, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of really high-speed stuff that those guys are dealing with in general. So, yeah, it's cool, man. We need it. We need it. Marco, any advice for people that want to join? If you're talking about just going to the military in general, hey, don't go in with any mental baggage. Don't go in with any problems, and don't go in fat. All right, don't go in fat. Favorite deployment during your time in the military? Oakley 141 asked that. You know what? I don't know. You know what? I like going places that were kind of out of the way and out of the ordinary. Tons of guys have been to Iraq and Afghanistan. I've been to both of them, and they are what they are. But I liked going to places where we didn't usually go, which was unique. I spent some time in Burkina Faso. I spent some time in all over Central South America and stuff, and that was always really cool, super interesting. Me and a teammate of mine, I'm not going to get into exactly what we're doing, but drove like 2,000 miles all over Panama doing some kind of counter drug stuff. But stuff like that was super cool. You get a lot of opportunities to do things out of the way. And those are the things I enjoyed. Hey, Charles, thank you very much. Thanks for the freaking donation. Truly appreciated, man. Like, every nickel that you guys send us, everything that you guys, push our way when you buy our swag, or you guys go to our website and get some merch, it all goes right back into the channel and helps us make more stuff, make more content for you guys. So we really appreciate it. Thank you very much. You guys practice some kind of martial arts? Yeah, Vlad. So it depends on the unit. All right. The Marine Corps has McMap. The Navy had a bunch of different things. One of the things, Sistema was one of the ones that I did. It was a Russian martial art when I was in. We had another thing called Close Quarters Defense. You guys can Google that stuff. So I think every in the Army has their own like martial arts program. So all these different commands and all these different units do something a little bit different. So yeah, you do a lot of training, and guys do a lot of their own training. A lot of guys do jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts type of stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of that stuff that goes on. Sergeant Thompson, yes, I wore night vision a lot, and I don't like it. This stuff is heavy. It's a pain in the butt. Yeah, but it's a part of the job. You need it. All right, guys. I'm at the 31-minute mark. These are only supposed to be like 30 minutes. We're trying to keep them down, so I'm going to take off. Hey, I really appreciate you guys tuning in for the stream. The next one that we do is going to be Jason, I promise you, sometime next week. Keep an eye out. If you're not on the community tab on our Savage Actual YouTube page, check it out. Go to Savage Actual on Instagram, subscribe, follow, whatever the hell it is. We put a lot of content on there, and you guys get a lot of updates from us there. And then also check out our stuff on our website, savageactual.com. And our next video will be out next Friday. Another super cool one. I believe it's Medal of Honor. It's going to be really cool. And next Saturday, we are going to be putting out some of the info about our beer partnership. So that's going to be a good time. So make sure you guys tune in for that. I think we're going to be live streaming from the potential brewery. So make sure you guys hang out for that. That's all I got for you guys. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Truly appreciate it. And again, make sure you guys, if you're not following Savage Actual on YouTube, make sure you follow us. And again, check us out on